All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin. All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. So good to be back doing a live stream and catching up with you, each and every one of you guys. It's a good feeling when Chelsea does well, isn't it? It's a good feeling when we win. It's even a better feeling when we go through to the next round of the Champions League, which is the quarterfinals. Man, we've been starving. Ladies and gentlemen. We've been badly starving. And look, the past couple of games, it looks like the team is coming together. They're galvanizing. They're really working hard for one another. Graham Potter seems to be having a lot more input during in-game. He's showing a lot more passion and desire post-match. Fist pumping, going up to the crowd. Look, none of us, and I'm pretty sure you guys will agree, none of us want, to be going against a manager or wanting bad for the team. It's just obviously we as a fan base, we're frustrated. We know the levels of Chelsea Football Club, and in recent times, over the past few months, it's not been adhered to. It's not been followed up upon. So, of course, us as a fan base, we're going to be upset. We're going to be disgruntled. We're going to be annoyed, and rightly so. The record wasn't looking good. But having said that, we also have to be in a position where slowly, when things are moving the right direction, and I get it, it's only 2 games. I'm not getting ahead of myself. No, but I'm saying we as a fan base, we need to enjoy the moment as well. We can't sulk 24/7. Do you know what I mean? Like when a couple of wins you get on the bounce, God knows when the last time was when we won 2 in a row in this season. That's how poor this season has been. You got to appreciate. The finer moments in life, or else you might as well just cry all day long. So look, of course, this isn't where it ends. This isn't what satisfies us, for the rest of the season. We got to carry on. We've got to kick on. We've got Leicester. Leicester's in the mud. We should try and make sure that they stay in the mud. Then we've got Everton, who's in the relegation zone. We need to put them away. That should be 6 points, I believe, leading up to the international break. Maybe, I don't know. There seems to be a break after the Everton game. And we should really focus on capitalizing and building up on this really, really good last 2 performances. I know some people have been a little bit skeptical still on the performance, but I feel like it's a move forward. We can't expect the team, which wasn't doing well for so long, to all of a sudden, show us creme de la creme style of football. So, look, happy days. Graham Potter's got a lot of positivity. It's crazy. Since his position has been under serious threat, and there's been articles left, right, and center from many different publications and journalists that cover Chelsea, in the likes of Matt Law and Ben Jacobs and so on and so forth. Simon Johnson. They've been saying the next 2 games, Leeds and Dortmund, very crucial. Of course, Spurs was crucial as well. But look, what's done is done. We can only look forward now. And, since there's been pressure, Graham Potter has, he's starting to talk like a Chelsea manager now. Do you know what I mean? He's starting, and this is what I wanted. I wanted Graham Potter to feel the heat. I wanted Graham Potter to understand this is Chelsea Football Club. You can have losses here and there, but you cannot have prolonged sessions of losses. This isn't Brighton, where if you have 3, 4, 5, games of losses, it's just brushed under the table. No. At Chelsea Football Club, as soon as you have 2 losses in a row, people are talking about you. People are writing stuff about you. Do you know what I mean? So I'm glad he's starting to understand this, and he's starting to take it. He's not taking this job for granted. He's taking it more seriously and slowly understanding what the setup of this club is. And I love the fact a lot of the players are coming out. I mean, Kai Havertz as well, post-match, coming out, really standing up for Graham Potter. saying that, look, this manager, people think he's a fool, but he's a very, very good manager. This is what Kai Havertz is saying post-match. A lot of these players, they seem like it's legit PR. Like it's not some made up stuff that they've been doing in recent times in social media or in press conferences or whatnot. A lot of these players are coming out and they're coming out strong for Graham Potter. I thought maybe it was all set up. Do you know what I mean? Like it was all sort of made up, forced, but it's not. It doesn't seem like it is. So Kai Havertz, if you guys have missed out on his comments post-match, check it out. Some really, really positive notes in regards to Graham Potter. These players, you can see as well in the match, they're fighting for him. They're really not only fighting for themselves, not only fighting for the fan, but fighting for the manager. And let's see if they can continue this on, because consistency is what is the most important factor for clubs like Chelsea Football Club. You know, top clubs, consistency is paramount. We don't want to go from winning against Leeds and having we need to understand this was a very big victory against Dortmund. I think the fan base needs to really, really get this through the brain that a Bundesliga team, I believe they're probably leading in the Bundesliga. Correct me if I'm wrong. 11-game winning streak. Reece James commented on, put up a post on Instagram stating, 11 out of 12 is not a bad thing. 11 out of 12 is a good record. But this is Stamford Bridge. And we were the team. Apparently we're the first team to beat Dortmund in 2023. And this is a particular team that has not been doing well. We have not been doing well. So this is fantastic. Let's see what you guys are saying, ladies and gentlemen. Smash up the like button. Thank you so much for joining. Over 172 people live right now after 7 minutes. Let's pump those likes. Pump. Let's get those likes up to 100 plus. Let's really drive this channel, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get the channel up to 22,000. Thank you so much to each and every one of you guys for 21,000. We hit that last night during the Dortmund game. Really, really appreciate the support you guys always show. And let's carry on. Let's build this channel to where it needs to be. I am going to start a second channel very, very soon. Exciting times coming around where I can cover all other football besides Chelsea. This channel, completely Chelsea for you guys and for anyone who wants to have exposure to my opinions or watch-alongs for other games and knowing your discussions as well on other matches not related to Chelsea. I'm going to open up a second channel where we'll cover that. So do look out for that. We'll do that very, very soon. And we'll make sure that we talk about all other football, not just in the Premier League, La Liga, French League, everything, even Ronaldo in Saudi Arabia. I need to talk. So yeah, lots of, and also South America as well, trying to see what's going on with Andre Santos and Vitor Roque and all that. Anything and everything in that particular channel. So yeah, let's see what you guys are saying in regards to Graham Potter resurgence. Would you agree? I mean, of course, 2 games. We need to slow down a little bit. I can understand completely. If some people are still doubtful, I completely understand that. I'm not one of those fans that's going to be saying, oh, look at this, how you still Potter out. Like, I'm still not fully convinced. I need to see prolonged, sessions of wins. I want to see a good run of wins. Leicester, Everton, I want to see wins. No more dropping points. And if we do drop points, we're going to bounce back immediately, and then go on a run again. We cannot, as Chelsea Football Club, have a month is crazy, and then months of bad form. Nah, that is not going to be accepted again. If that happens again, there will be questions on the manager once again. Let's see what you guys are saying, Marvial. I love Marvial because he always gives challenging comments. Sometimes I don't agree, but I think it creates a good conversation. Marvial, Miz, last night showed Kai is not a 9, hence why he struggles so much. He needs to play behind the striker or as an attacking mid. We can't expect this guy to be a Lewandowski or Osimhen. Okay. Not that long ago, I was, drumming the beats saying Kai Havertz behind a striker is probably more suited. But in recent times, he was abysmal anywhere, whether it was in the front, whether it was just behind the striker, whether he was out wide. He just wasn't clicking. And let's be honest, this entire season, overall, he's not been good. Let's not beat around the bush. Let's not try and, fabricate the stuff. He's not been good. Last night, however, top class. Last night's performance, I was thinking, wow, where did this come from? Is this Kai Havertz? Is this actually Kai Havertz? His hold up, his passing, his vision. Do you know what I mean? Some of those passes were lovely, man, splitting the defense. Some of the times where he held the ball up and allowed for the attack to join in was fantastic. Deserved another goal if he just connected that in the first half properly. He just mistimed that and he hit the post. Unlucky. Hopefully that luck changes soon for him and he picks up those goals. He needs confidence. He definitely needs confidence. And the only way you're going to get confidence is if you get yourself an assist or a goal. Let me just bring up this particular comment. Flyers, stop saying sell Kai. Let's get behind him because he's not a obvious goner. Look, I'm not gonna sit here and advocate that we should keep Kai Havertz off the back of one good game. That would mean I'm just being silly. I think still the verdict is with players like Nkunku coming in next season, with potentially João Felix maybe becoming a permanent member. And I don't know whether the rumors about Dominic Szoboszlai, if that's legit. I'm not going to sit here and say, and then, of course, we're looking for a number 9. We're looking for a genuine number 9 down the track. If those rumors are true, I'm not going to sit here and say, let's keep Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz will need to convince us. I think us as a fan base, we've been very patient with Kai Havertz. Even last season, overall, it was a very inconsistent season for him. And it was inconsistent for many people, many players, not just him, many players. It was a tough season. There was a lot going on. Do you know what I mean? Sanctions, new owners, Lukaku situation, COVID, injuries, Thomas Tuchel, personal stuff as well. So, look, I need Kai to convince us, not just me. I need Kai Havertz to convince the entire fan base, not because of one game. And kudos to him. For me, he was man of the match. I know the real man of the match was Cucurella. But for me, Kai Havertz was the man of the match. He was stupendous the entire match. But he needs to now back that up against Leicester, against Everton. Do you know what I mean? I need him to do that. So, yeah, I'm not going to just get convinced over one match, but he will get the praise for this particular match. No doubts about that. I mean, sometimes we forget that EPL is super physical and defenders really stick in with you. This shows with better performance from KK as well. Some players are just better suited for less physicality. It's a good point. It's probably a very good point. I mean, in Champions League, especially these Bundesliga teams, they're not physical enough. They're really not physical enough. But still, I don't want to disregard them. I really don't want to disregard them. Borussia Dortmund is a very, very good team. Do you know what I mean? But we did a fantastic job on them. We really did. We honestly had a fine game plan against them. Both the legs, we had a fine game plan against them. And the XG also shows. This is when I like to include XG. I don't want to just include XG for the sake of XG. I like including XG when there is context. We played a damn good game, both the legs. And the XG suggests that. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you don't play good games, but you've created solid chances and the XG shows that. I don't buy into that. We've actually had 2 really, really proper games against a Bundesliga team that's smashing it at the moment. No one, thank you so much for the super chat. In moments of extreme joy as well, harsh truth should be said. Yesterday's win sealed our fate with Potter this season. 23-24 is in the bin as well. Look, I understand what you're saying. I'm not going to disregard what you're saying because you've been hurt. We've all been hurt, right? We've all been hurt. And of course, 2 games is not going to change the notion, right? So I get your point of view. I think, let's see. Let's see if we can not just convince you, but even convince myself. Let's see if Graham Potter and the team can back it up with another win against Leicester, can back it up with another win against Everton. Two games that should be winnable. That should be winnable. And then we'll see where we go. And let's see if your, tune changes after that. Certainly mine will get better, of course. But yeah, you're right. Look, I don't think Graham Potter's going anywhere right now anymore. Making to the quarterfinals of the Champions League, of course, he's going to get an opportunity to play for that. And you can see the players want him as well. The players are starting to develop a relationship with him. Kovacic is the captain. Kepa's the secondary captain when Thiago Silva's not around and Azpilicueta's not around. So it looks like he's trying to get everyone involved, and which is great. I at once thought maybe it's difficult to get everyone involved. It's such a big squad. It's going to be tough. But it looks like he's trying to keep everyone, as happy as he can. Do you know what I mean? Some of these players, look, a lot of these players probably move on in the summer. Christian Pulisic got an opportunity off the bench. He's probably going to move on. Hakim Ziyech, we haven't seen him for the last couple of matches. He's probably going to move on. But before that, Hakim Ziyech did get an opportunity. But the team just needs to galvanize and come together. This could potentially be, ladies and gentlemen, some of these players' last chance with Chelsea Football Club. I don't know where they go next up and whether they'll have an opportunity to win a title. But this is it. Champions League is all we got. And for some of these players, let's go out on a bang. Do you know what I mean? Let's make something out of it. See if you can win the Champions League for the second time. For Chelsea Football Club for the third time. I've been saying this even when we drew Dortmund. Why not? Stuff top four. Top four is not going to happen anyway. Stuff it. Let's try and win the Champions League to be in the Champions League. So as I said yesterday in the watch along, I loved it. You want to be in the Champions League? Go and win it. Don't worry about all these top four stuff. That's gone anyway. And I don't like, do you know what I mean? Like scrapping into top four all the time. Let's win it. Let's see what the draw is next up. And, we shouldn't be scared. We've got a good team, man. Have a look at our defense. Have a look at, maybe in midfield, we could potentially have a little bit more cover, but it's not a bad midfield. Enzo Fernandez, Kovacic, Kante to come back. Don't forget Kante coming back at the right time. Do you know what I mean? He loves this situation. He thrives. And Kante hopefully should be raring to go. I'm buzzing, man. And up front, we've got quality. We just need to be clinical. We need to pump a particular team hard. We need to put these teams away big time. Miz, what do you do for the balance of the team if Kai Havertz is a false 9 and Nkunku false 9, Felix false 9? Unless we plan to play a back 3, then all 3 can be fluid front 3. Yeah, look. From what I saw with Kai Havertz, do you know what? It's probably more suited that he plays in midfield, doesn't it? Like, sort of, if we ever go to a 4-3-3, Kai Havertz could potentially be that right-sided midfielder. Do you know what I mean? And really pull the strings from midfield. So that could be a potential scenario. If it's a front 3, of course, he can play up front along with Nkunku and Joao Felix. But Sterling, don't disregard Sterling as well. Look, depth is good, man. When we are going to be fighting for hopefully all sorts of competitions next season, you need depth. There's going to be injuries. So everyone hopefully will get their opportunity. T1, thank you so much for the super chat, my man. The dilemma now is how much and often we play Chile, Ben Chilwell and Reece James in Prem, as slight breeze could mean 3 months out. Look, that's a good point. Reece James for me, ladies and gentlemen. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, over 300 people live right now. Smash the like button. Let's get those likes up to well over 100 immediately. If you're enjoying this conversation, enjoying this discussion, enjoying this interaction, smash the like button. Let's get those likes up to well over 150. Easy. We've got over 300 people live right now. Easily we can do that. So take a moment right now, smash that like button. Let's get it up to well over 150. And if you're here for the first time, subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. Let's progress towards 22,000 subscribers, and then hopefully move on. This is a very good point. I was thinking against Leicester, obviously there's a bit of time. It's on Saturday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, so 3 days, and then the match. I don't know. Reece James, he didn't look completely fit to me. He had a good game. As the game progressed, he got better and better. But initially, he looked a little bit rusty. Fair enough. I don't know whether, as I said, this is a very good point, T1. I don't know whether I would risk Reece James against Leicester. Let him just ease into it, get more fitness, and maybe look to play him against Everton. I'm more than happy to bring in Ruben Loftus-Cheek and still have Sterling, as one of those players in the half spaces. Have Ruben Loftus-Cheek in right wing back. He could still drive with the ball, Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Hopefully he can provide a little bit more impetus. But Ruben Loftus-Cheek really, as Ryan has really, really well explained it on this channel several times in the watch along, Ruben Loftus-Cheek really creates a bit of a he puts a placeholder basically. He drags the opposition players and attracts them to come in and mark him basically. That he's a particular player that I suppose demands some sort of attention at times. You can't just leave him open and just let him pick up the ball and then drive with the ball. He does drag defenders in, which then allows Sterling to really manipulate some space that's left behind the defenders. Whereas Reece James, in this particular first half against Dortmund, nor was he further up, nor was he creating a bit of a scenario in midfield where he's going to drag some of the Dortmund players in. He seemed a little bit ineffective in the first half, but as the match went on, he got better and better. This is why Sterling didn't get the same impetus in the first half. Second half was different as how he got against Leeds. Against Leeds, Sterling was picking up the ball in nice pockets of areas and finding those passes, and he looked amazing. I'm not saying Sterling wasn't good this game. He definitely was. But if Reece James was on it a little bit more, I think Sterling could have been far more explosive. And this is not having a go at Reece James, because I understand this is him coming back after having a week off due to hamstring tightness. So look, I wouldn't risk him having that hamstring tightness a week ago. Played him against Dortmund full 90 minutes. I'd probably rest him against Leicester and bring in Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Similarly with Ben Chilwell. Ben Chilwell has been a monster. He's been immense for us. The last couple of games from Ben Chilwell, Leeds and Borussia Dortmund, physicality, pace, recovery in defense. Ben Chilwell is a massive component defensively as well, man. He's a damn good midfield defender. But Ben Chilwell, similarly, 2 big matches, one against Leeds, one against Dortmund. I wouldn't mind having Cucurella, who should be fresh. He hasn't played for a while. Finally gets a match against Dortmund, and he puts on a man of the match performance. Look, for me, Cucurella was a little bit shaky in the first few minutes, probably about first 15 to 20 minutes. It was a bit shaky. As the match grew on, especially in the second half, he definitely turned things around. So I wouldn't mind having Cucurella as a wing back, and then Buddy Shield comes back. So Buddy Shield's not part of the Champions League squad. He'll come back as a LCB. You can continue on Koulibaly in the middle. Don't want to disrupt any of the structure. And this is what I've liked about Graham Potter. In the last 2 matches against Leeds and Dortmund, he didn't disrupt the structure too much. Players that were unavailable, so Buddy Shield was unavailable, he simply removed Buddy Shield and put in Cucurella, left everyone else as is, Koulibaly, Wesley Fofana, and he brought in Reece James instead of Ruben Loftus-Cheek, and everyone else was pretty much the same. Enzo Fernandez, Kovacic, João Felix, Havertz, Sterling, Chilwell. I liked how he's done that. He's not really meddled around with the situation too much. And I hope he continues doing that against Leicester as well. Not too many changes. Don't make a wholesale of changes. Okay, give Reece James a break. He probably deserves it. You don't want to risk it. Bring in Ruben Loftus-Cheek and probably give Chilwell a bit of a break, because once again, he's only come back from injury not that long ago. Put Cucurella there and put Buddy Shield back into where Buddy Shield has played against Leeds, and keep everyone else as is. Continue with the chemistry. Continue with the gelling the team together. Don't make wholesale of changes, please. Do not make wholesale of changes. It's not required at the moment. Don't bring in your Gallaghers and don't let them just come off the bench. Let them come off the bench and see what they can do, how they can impress. Very important to keep a tight-knit group right now. That's just the way I'm thinking. Let's see what you guys are saying about this. Chile's crosses are beautiful, Miz. Indeed. Chile needs to be rested as well. Cuckoo should come in for him. Chile is also very susceptible to recurring injuries. Nah, agreed. I'd give him a bit of break. He's been immense, man. He's been immense. How about using Modric and Madueke going forward? Yep. Look, off the bench. Off the bench, I've got no issues. Come off the bench and get some solid minutes. Madueke, Modric. Hopefully the main team, can go out there, put on a 1-0, 2-0 lead, and then people like Modric and Madueke can come in without any pressure. Do you know what I mean? I would not disrupt this starting lineup. Even someone like Havertz. Havertz just, put on a really good show against Dortmund. I would back Havertz to start against Leicester. I know it sounds crazy, but you don't want to, I suppose, disappoint a player off the back of a very good match. Do you know what I mean? Let's see what he can do. Let's see if he can go on a bit of a run. Let's see if he can create a bit of momentum, a bit of form. Do you know what I mean? So I'd keep it the way it is for the time being. If anything, if Graham Potter, if anything, wants to tweak a little bit with people up front, only one player. Don't just change everything around. Don't meddle with this. If you want to change, maybe change one player. Maybe, okay, you can have João Felix come off the bench. But I wouldn't. João Felix, you paid a hefty amount of money. Do you know what I mean? You've paid a hefty amount of money to get João Felix's services. And João Felix, he missed 3 games, being suspended, getting that red card in his debut match. So look, personally, I wouldn't change too much around. How about using Modric and Madueke going forward? I think Potter is not putting him in the team till he understands the structure in training. And Potter used to play wingers as wingbacks. Yeah, look, I'm not too worried about the Modric situation. I think I can understand. There was a lot of heat that he got the past few matches when he did feature. He looked very rusty. So let him just pick things up slowly. Let him just adapt. It's a new country, new environment, new set of teammates. I'm not too worried about this. Early days, I'm not worried about it at all. Bro, people reading too much into this Modric thing. Let Potter ease him in. We have seen it so many times where we throw you players in the break and players in and break them. Now you're right. Look, I'm happy to be patient. Right now. There seems to be some sort of a winning formula going on. I don't want to disrupt this. Players that can't get a start needs to come off the bench and impress. So I'm happy the way it is, and then it's great. Modric, take your time, really work hard in training, really understand, and then when you do get that opportunity off the bench, smoke it. We need our bench players to now continue with the good work that the starting lineup, produces. We need impact off the bench. We need players come off the bench and change matches for us. If we are 1-0 up, people coming up from the bench, let's make it 2-0. Let's make it 3-0. Do you know what I mean? So these bench players, they should be buzzing to get that opportunity. Exactly, we need to start settling this team down to no need for 6 changes before kickoff and make 5 subs in the game. I don't want to see that. I don't want to interrupt, the good vibe that I'm getting with the team. And I hope Graham Potter doesn't interrupt that. If there are players that genuinely need a break, okay, fine. If there are players that are complaining about fatigue, fine. I can't see how players should be complaining. We've not played that many matches in a row. Do you know what I mean? Sterling just coming back from injury. João Felix. We only play 1 game a week. This week, okay, fine, 2 games because of the Champions League. They shouldn't be fatiguing. And we've got a decent, 3 days break until the next one. So let's see. Because I hope our attack builds some chemistry after this performance. This isn't the first time Kai and Sterling combined well. Yeah, look, Kai, Sterling, Zhao want them all to combine well together. Against Leeds, Zhao and Sterling combined really well. This game, Zhao, Sterling, Kai all combined well. Yeah, hopefully soon we're going to start seeing the midfield combining well with the attack, wing backs. You want to see a complete package slowly but surely. Next up, Leicester. We should not be complacent. We really should not be complacent, ladies and gentlemen. Where did this desire for things to get right and perfectly instantly come from? This fan base makes me sick sometimes, pretty dumb. Where did this desire for things to go right and perfectly instantly come from? Look, Mike, I don't think anyone has been upset that it's not been instant. The record hasn't been good. Like, this is where I feel, and we're going to end this very, very soon, ladies and gentlemen. Smash up the like button. Let's get those likes up to 150. Over 350 people live right now. Let's get those likes up. And if you're here for the first time, subscribe. As I said, hope you guys are enjoying this discussion, enjoying the interaction. Let's get those likes up. And we'll end it with this particular comment. I see a lot of people sometimes comment like this, where did this desire for things to go right and perfect instantly come from? Instantly? What instantly? Who's asked for instant success? No sane fans, like the logical fans, has asked for instant success. No one. We understand new manager coming in, new owners coming in. There is going to be some sort of, iffy moments. But where us logical fans and a lot of people in the live chat, the logical ones, where we have an issue is when the record was 2 out of 16? That's not on, mate. Like, if you think having a better record than 2 out of 16 is instant success, that's mad. That's mad. I think we as a fan base had every right to complain, to have doubts over the manager and over the owners and whoever's running the whole show, that what was going on. Chelsea Football Club should never be in that position. You saying this fan base makes me sick sometimes, pretty dumb. That you're lowering your standards. It shouldn't make you sick. Instead, you should be sick that why we didn't make a lot more noise before. Had it been 8 out of 16, 50%, I think we'd still be okay with that, understanding the whole scenario. 2 out of 16 at that point when the record was that, it's not on. I know a lot of people say context, this, that, but regardless, you got to still find solution. Thiago Silva's injured. Graham Potter found a solution. Reece James didn't play against Leeds. Graham Potter found a solution. You've got to find solutions. This is what it takes to manage Chelsea Football Club. This isn't a Mickey Mouse club, man. This is not a Mickey Mouse club. You have to find solution, and there's plenty of solutions. There's plenty of solutions. Our owners have influxed this team with a lot of players. Sometimes it's about having the motivation. The last couple of games, the players really, really kicked into gear. Something must have happened. Whether they felt the pressure from media, from the fans, I don't know, but something happened. Something clicked. All of a sudden, everyone's on the edge. Graham Potter, you can see it in his press conference, not trolling around anymore, not joking around anymore. Now he's serious, like, yeah, my job's under threat. I'm under pressure. All of a sudden, he's now communicating a lot more in-game. All of a sudden, he's, fist pumping after the match. All of a sudden, our attitude after halftime is a lot better, sharper. Players seem to be a lot more urgent. So that pressure needs to be there all the time. It's Chelsea Football Club. It should not make you feel sick. We should demand excellence. Not saying let's bring on excellence immediately, but we should demand progress towards excellence. We cannot, off the back of these 2 wins, if you think, Mike, that it's okay to go on another one of those 2 out of 16 runs, no. Never, ever. Never, ever. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button. We're going to wrap things up, and I shall see you guys for later on tonight. Hopefully before the Champions League matches start, wrapping up the day's latest news on Chelsea news, and we'll go from there. Until then, take care. See ya, and really smash those like button. Honestly, smash it. See ya. Bye.